It's another night. It's the not Monday before Thanksgiving, but it's the pre-Monday before Thanksgiving Monday. I'm not sure if we're doing a Monday show yet. It's Thanksgiving. I don't know if we're gonna get the whole week off, but we'll figure it out here. It is Sweep the League. It is Monday night. Like I said, we sweep the league every single Monday. It's stats. It's the Rock himself. And I promised y'all that Candace would be back tonight. And she was just telling me how much she hates the Packers. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. Derek Irvin is doing the D. Gervin Big Mo show on Facebook as we speak. Go hit that up. Shemaiah is on the beats. He's got a lot going on. Shemaiah on the Beat Radio. I am Refocus Radio. Baller Boys podcast comes to you every single Tuesday. Oh man, I'm trying to catch my breath. NFL this weekend, Bills, Vikings, even Lions and Bears. Oh my. Cowboys and Packers. There's a lot to get into. Also, we've got a new kind of new roughed up edition of Sweeper Keep that Stats is going to bring to us at the end of the show here. Tom Brady's wife has a new boyfriend. Got to go into that with Candace here, as well as The Rock and Stats. A lot more tidbits. Real quick before we get into anything, shout out SAFC. Congrats. They are your champions. San Antonio FC is the champions this season. I hear there's a parade going on. I hear Rock's going to be the main guy at the parade. I hope that does come true. And also shout out to UTSA football on a major streak right now in the conference championship game. We'll see how that goes here. But first and foremost, welcome everybody. Welcome back, Candace. I'm glad you're back with us on the show here.
I know. I'm happy to be back. It's unfortunate on the circumstances of a Cowboys loss. I would have loved to talk about a win tonight, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess.
No, they can. And I'm looking at my text messages and I'm trying to count the words, the 4-letter words that aren't cuss words on there from Rock, and I don't see any. It's all cuss words from Rock. So, are you okay, Rock? Did you lay off the liquor bottle last night?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I kind of coming into this matchup. I kind of expected it, and I had PTSD just from the Packers and Aaron Rodgers just obviously dominating the Cowboys for this since 2016. And while I wrote this story for the Cowboys sports blog I wrote it for, right when they lost, I just didn't even want to write the story anymore. I kind of just looked at my laptop for 30 minutes. My boss is like, "Are you gonna turn in your story or not?" And then so I got yelled at by him. But yeah, it was expected they were gonna lose in my sense because it's the Packers. But like just the way they lost, just so demoralizing.
It is, but it's Aaron freaking Rodgers, man. I mean,
exactly.
The guy is the daddy of the Cowboys and daddy of the Bears. I mean,
Exactly. It's still frustrating though. I mean, like, look at this. Like, who is Rodgers throwing to? I mean, well, like that is frustrating, Rock. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think we should give him any more shit. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's just so demoralizing. But I mean, I live to see another day, so I mean, I got over it. I mean, I'll talk about it, but I mean, I'm not, like those diehard fans where they're breaking their TVs or they just let it ruin their whole week. You see those on Twitter and social media, and I'm like, dude, that's too much, man.
I was expecting to get a text message from Candace saying, I'm in jail because I beat up my husband because the Cowboys lost. I was fully expecting that text message.
No, but kind of echoing back on what Rock said about them having not. I mean, they haven't won against the Packers since 2016. It's kind of like, I told my husband, we joke about it. We're like, literally since we've been together, the Cowboys haven't won against the Packers. And I'm thinking to myself, is he implying that we should divorce and then get back together if the Cowboys win? I don't know.
Would that be bigger news than the Gisele and Tom divorce? I mean, that's not possible, right, Candace? You're not coming on there and saying you're getting divorced over the Cowboys.
The offer is definitely not on the table.
Okay, well, we're gonna make sure.
Candace would have the best statement written with her PR expertise.
I was fully expecting
roast her husband. She would roast her husband in the nicest way, but you wouldn't think she's roasting it, but she knows she's roasting him.
I was fully expecting to get a PR release from Candace. That would be now. Would it come from the desk of Candace Avila Garcia, or would it be from where's it Trumpet Noy, or where do you work at?
Noisy trumpet.
Noisy trumpet. Would it be from there or from the desk of Candice Avila Garcia? That's the question.
Yeah, I'd probably be from Maida just because I don't want to include them in the controversy.
Okay, all right, no controversy at all. Well, I'm glad that no divorce is happening over the Cowboys. I did cheer a little for the Packers yesterday because I mean I had a couple of guys. I had Christian Watson on one of my fantasy teams, so definitely balled out there for me. But hey, it was a waste of CD Lamb's 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm gonna go back to the one question I want you guys to fight about, and I've said it from the beginning. I'm gonna say it again. You can't really blame the loss on McCarthy. You can't really blame the loss on Dak or whatever. It's hard to point the finger. Now, I get that you probably should have gone for the field goal in overtime, but I don't know, man. It's a give or take. I mean, you're what? You're basically good field, good field. I guess you're a good part of the field either way. But where does the loss go to? Where does the blame go to? I guess is what I'm trying to ask, because I've always said Dak is not the guy. Dak's not going to be the guy to get you a Super Bowl win. He's not. And it's not a knock so much on Dak. It's just I don't think Jerry can build the team around him that he needs to be successful. But I'm going to let you guys fight it out because we got two of the biggest Cowboy fans in San Antonio. And while I sit back and count my fantasy football winnings, I want you to go at it and tell me, what does this team need to do? Because they're 6-3, good record, but they're not Super Bowl contenders. I don't see it because you got the Vikings coming up, so potentially 6-4. What do y'all got?
Man, what doesn't this team need to do, man? I mean, like you said, it's easy to point fingers at one individual player, whether you point it to Dak, Lamb, or defense, Mike McCarthy, but it's unnecessarily it's a team win. And but as cliche as that sounds, the Cowboys are their biggest enemy. They beat themselves, and it's their biggest enemy, and it's the front office. I mean, you saw the Packers run all over them. And although Dak, did throw 2 crucial interceptions that set up for 2 Packer touchdowns, the Cowboys still came back. But then you have receivers that can't run a route, can't catch the ball, and then they're just committing dumb penalties. The Cowboys in overtime, we all saw it. They got all the way to the 26th century with a Malik Davis run, and they were moving the ball. But 2 penalties got them. And I'm not saying, those 2 penalties, solved the whole game. But, I mean, they just keep beating themselves, and it's in their head. They blew a lead, plain and simple. They got it. They had it. Like Micah said earlier in the week, he described the Packers and Aaron Rodgers as roach. His grandma gave him an analogy where you got to kill the roach and have no remorse. They didn't kill the roach, and they let Aaron Rodgers do what Aaron Rodgers does, and he basically said "F you" to the Cowboys, and they just did it.
Well, okay. So before I get to Candace, I got a question because you brought up the penalties, and I get it. It looked like a pass interference. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I mean, he did get there early, but I hate the fact, and it only seems to come on plays like that, and I notice it more because you're in Cowboy country, but on calls like that, it goes back to the golden fucking rule of sports. Don't put your team in that position. Don't put yourself in that position. There's plenty of other plays they could have made to where that pass interference never happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, does it go on the coaching staff? Does it go on the players? I mean, Dak missed a couple of fucking passes that were ungodly. And I mean, I can't lie. Kirk Cousins could have probably hit him better than Dak did. And that's saying a lot.
Yeah, no, but I mean, if you look at the interceptions, one was essentially a miscommunication. The other one was the first one. Dak was just trying to force something, and I kind of heard a good analogy, from ESPN today. I forgot who was saying it, but like Dak, he's not, a guy that can make those tight throws that you see, only probably 2 quarterbacks and right now can make those throws, those tight windows throws, and he needs to stop being like that. Essentially, Dak's gonna have to air it out, but then he goes back to Kellen Moore. You got to prioritize and balance out the runs and the passes. I don't want Dak throwing the ball 45 times, but then again, if you have any quarterback throwing it 45 times, 50 times, whatever, they're bound to make a mistake eventually. No one's perfect. But I mean, even going back to the penalties, I'm not blaming that that non-call pass interference. I'm more kind of focusing on the self-imposed penalties. The Cowboys just make dumb mistakes and they just put themselves in a hole. That's the biggest problem that they have. But I mean, people say, well, they should have gone for the field goal. I mean, if you looked at it all game and all season, and since Mike McCarthy's gone to the Cowboys, he's always gone for it on fourth down. But they should have had a better play call. The run was working, so I don't know why you don't call the run. I mean, I don't even know what that play call was that got turnover on downs at the end.
I have no idea. I'm all right, Candace. This is your time to shit all over the boys. I'm giving you all the time you want.
No, I mean, what I think it is, we change players, we change coaches, there's a lot of changes around, but the one change that never happens is Jerry Jones. And I'm not saying he's a sole blame for this, or I mean, not specifically for this game, but I'm just talking about Cowboys as a whole and never being able to make it to Super Bowl. And I'm just wondering if it's like Rock said, that front office that gets involved and it affects the players and the coaching. And one thing I'm hoping, which I mean, again, we always come up with we want these star players on this team and everything, but this whole Odell Beckham Jr., him joining the Cowboys as a wide receiver would be amazing. He is one of the Cowboys are on his list to join, and he is hoping to join by the end of November. So I guess it's kind of a wait and see game, but I don't know. I heard 20 million is in the pocket for him, so we'll see if Dallas would even want to pay that.
I think they should, but yeah, say you get OBJ, does it really make a lot of difference for this team? It has a good receiver.
I don't know.
Great receiver.
Look at Amari Cooper though. He was great, and we traded him. So again, I feel like it stems from the top, and I think, like I said, Jerry Jones just is Jerry Jones, and at the end of the day, it's a business to him. Where as to the people, it's a sport. So that's just my 2 cents.
I should give you points like on that game show or that sports show on ESPN, because you made a valid point. I mean, that's a really good point. And to Jerry Jones, it is a business. That's the thing about sports. It's a business first and foremost. I mean, we're just fans living in a businessman's world. We're basically paying his yacht, paying for his cars, paying for his, whatever. And that's the way it is. I mean, it's Jerry Jones' world and we just live in it. So needless to say, man, I don't know. I don't expect them to go very far. And I'm even going to make a bold prediction after this, after I tell y'all a little bit about Baller Boys podcast, the D Gervin Big Mo show, I Am Refocused Radio, Shemai on the Beats Radio, and of course, Sweep the League. As Good as It Gets is another one. That's another Derek Gervin show. We got so many great options for you to listen to wherever podcasts are available. Go subscribe now to each and every one of them. All great content. We got a whole lot more. We've got merch coming out. We've got a lot of stuff coming out. Don't be left behind. Subscribe to those podcasts wherever they are available. Stats has been kind of quiet, but I'm going to get him in here in a second here because I'm just going to make a bold prediction. Cowboys lose against the Vikings. They're not going to make the playoffs. I'm going to say it right now. They're not going to make it. And I know it pisses Candace and Rock off, but they're not going to make it. Is that a true statement? I'm going to go stats because you're like on the outside looking in. True statement there. Could you see that happening if the Cowboys do not beat the Vikings?
No, I'm not going to count them out of the playoffs if they lose to the Vikings.
You son of a...
No, because they have the Giants, then the Colts, and the Texans, and the Jags. I mean, they have like all 4 of the teams in this division have the 4 easiest schedules in the entire league. The Cowboys aren't that bad. They're good enough to beat down some of these teams. And I mean, personally, I think, Candace, you brought up Amari Cooper, and I'm glad you did. I think they really should have tried to hang on to him as best they could.
There was no reason to get rid of him.
No, like I said, it's a business. It's a business. That's what it boils down to, and it screws up, everything that I feel like. And obviously, I don't play professional sports, but I feel like as a team, right? You get in a rhythm, you get familiar with your players, and then you have this thing, and then all of a sudden there's a trade, and it throws off. It throws it off. As professionals, obviously you're going to have to like adjust accordingly. But I mean, when you get in that rhythm and then for no reason, you're just like, oh yeah, we're going to trade him. And it's like, for what? But like, what was the reason? Like, can Jerry Jones literally tell us right now if we called him on and been like, hey, what was the reason for Amari Cooper? Would he be able to give us a solid statement? I don't know. Probably not.
Like I get if they were able to fill the void somewhat, but they haven't even come close to filling that void that he left. So that clearly to me is the big move that has come back to haunt them the most. I think also McCarthy is not the guy. Even stemming from last season, there's something going on with, like, you mentioned Jerry, and yeah, like a lot of these owners are going to look at this from a business standpoint, but you also have to look at the coaching. Like, why are these players not disciplined? Why are they doing, like, as Rock mentioned earlier, why are they performing like poorly and causing these self-inflicted wounds with these penalties? Like, there's a mindset that is not correct right now with that locker room, and it stems from the coaching.
And to add off that, McCarthy's a good guy from what I see. I don't obviously see, but none of us obviously what we see behind the scenes, but like, he just makes questionable calls, and from day one I didn't really like the hiring. I mean, I can only complain about it or just dislike him. I'm not the one paying his bills or his paychecks and writing him off, but I mean, I don't know what's wrong with this team, and it just feels like it's every single year. It's just the same thing. You get the hype, the roller coaster, and then it just goes all downhill. And I guarantee, if the Cowboys somehow beat the Vikings, you're gonna get the hype again, and then you see the Cowboys get the hype again, and it's just gonna go all tumbling down.
Well, you know what's interesting. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, now I have a question for the group. For the NFL, who right now do you believe is the strongest head coach?
Wow, that was a swift kick to the left testicle, because that's a hard one to answer now. The best head coach right now. That's
Andy
tough.
Reid?
You would think it's Andy Reid.
I've been so impressed with this Chiefs team, man. Like, I don't know how they're doing this. Like, even just like, they let one of their best weapons go, and then, like, because with most teams, like, that is a doom move. Like the Cowboys letting Coop go, like that. Look at the repercussions for that. The Packers letting Adams go, like that. The repercussions for that, of even though they won yesterday, I mean, the whole season they've been haunted by that move. And then they let Tyreek Hill go from Kansas City, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's like he never left. It's like, I don't know how. Again, it's a testament to how good, like, the coaching and, like, Pat Mahomes is, I think.
I'll give you this quick thing. For me, I'm gonna say Kevin O'Connell from the Vikings has really. I think he's really been that guy, but I'm gonna give you a name. I like Mike McDaniel right now. The Dolphins are 7-3. I mean, you're talking about a guy who, when he was hired, I was like, where in the F did they find Harvey Whippleman from WWE this guy looks like a pipsqueak. And he's come in and he's commanded this team. Now, they easily should have a way better record, and without Tua, it hurt. But Miami's a team that I definitely fear for other teams in the NFL. Tyreek's playing well. Tyreek's playing good enough to be in the MVP talk. So is Tua. So when you got two guys on the MVP ballot right now, you're doing something right. But if I had to get one coach, it's got to be O'Connell. I mean, the guy has. He's 8-1 right now, the Vikings. So, I mean, I think he's the best. He's actually doing more than less, even though they were my Super Bowl pick. I think he's doing more with less on that team. And that's hard saying because you got Justin Jefferson, but Kirk Cousins, when Kirk Cousins throws it, he somehow hits the only piece of trash in the Atlantic Ocean, and he can't get it in the ocean. So that's how bad of a QB that Kirk Cousins is, but he's got him playing at a whole new level. So that's my pick is either one. It's going to be O'Connell or it's going to be Mike McDaniel. But I'm going to go a little bit more with Mike McDaniel, only because I was a big Harvey Whippleman fan back in WWE, and I'm going to go with Mike McDaniel on that one. I don't know what you guys got. Rock's probably going to say McCarthy, but
No, I mean, I would probably put Andy Reid up there. You can say a Sean McDermott, but even a Bill Belichick, even though his team isn't that well. But I don't know.
But don't forget about Dable, man. He's doing a pretty good job with New York right now, who's on crutches.
Yeah, Dable is doing a very good job. But I mean, I'd probably just put those. That's a really hard question. Candace really stumped me.
I know what is with this? Like for real, she comes back, balls are blazing and throwing these questions out here.
To the test, making sure I still got it.
Well, what? Okay, well, answer your own question, Candace. Answer your own question.
I don't know. I mean,
she's, I'm gonna give y'all the
I
hard
might
ones.
just go with like Sean McVay or something. I feel like a safe answer.
She thinks he's hot. That's why she's like Sean McVay.
Oh, now this is getting to be the Tom and Gisele thing with Candace.
You know what? You know what's funny, Rudy? While we all were talking, I was kind of looking up like maybe a list of top 5 coaches. I found the top 5 most handsomest coaches according to a poll, and Cliff Kingsbury finished first, which is understandable. Dabo finished second. Andy Reid finished third.
Andy Reid is a hot coach.
And Lovie Smith finished fourth. And Arthur Smith is fifth.
Oh my God. Andy Reid third?
What are there like 50-year-olds like polling?
I know.
Andy Reid's third.
I'm an ugly guy, and I'm way better looking than Andy Reid.
I don't know, man. Like, if you're a fan of like the Lorax, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know how many pollsters really like the Lorax, man.
Are there that many SeaWorld season ticket holders out there that will vote for the Walrus to be third? I mean, that is
wow, really? Like no Mike McDaniel, no Brandon Staley.
Well, Mike McDaniel, I get. I mean, the guy looks like a wimp, so I mean, I guess you can't really say he's unless a lot of women like the wimpy guy. I mean, that's.
I'll bet you he can make a mean latte though. Have you seen the barista memes with him?
Yes, I have. I'm gonna be tripping on that for a while. Andy Reid. So I'm gonna put Candace on the spot here. Since she put us on the spot, us guys have to put her on the spot here. All right, Candace, who is the hottest coach in the NFL?
Oh, I mean, I thought you asked me the hottest quarterback because that one is what is it? The 49ers quarterback.
Garoppolo?
Yes.
Wow.
You weren't gonna go with Perk Thuggins?
So you would definitely say Garoppolo's the hottest. Who else is out there?
Oh yeah, I would say Garoppolo's the hottest too. I'm not gonna
like you get shots with him. Oh my gosh, I'm just like Jesus. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I have no idea who I would take as the hottest QB. I don't know. That's a crazy one. I guess nobody can top Garoppolo, can they?
He just has like this, like, I don't know. There's just like business professionalism about him. like, I don't know.
That's the PR person coming out on the show right there. Wow. So she likes the business look, the business casual, or not
when
casual.
He dresses up, like he just like walking into the locker room and he's like in a suit, and he has like his like headphones on. He's just in the zone with a suitcase, just like ready to like give a board meeting. I'm just like, yes, I'm here for that.
I think we're causing a separation on Sweep the League tonight for somebody here.
No, he's fully aware. Trust me.
He's fully aware. Okay, and we're safe now. We're safe. So we got the hottest QB according to 2 out of the 4 members of Sweep the League night being Jimmy Garoppolo, and we have Andy Reid sitting at 3rd on the all-time hottest coaches list. Not a Sweep the League list. It is a all-time coaching list or whatever that Rock found. Nonetheless, like I said before, the D-Girl Big Mo show every single Monday night on Facebook. Sweep the League comes to you every single Monday night as well. Ball Boys every Tuesday. Shemai on the Beat Radio is every day. And I Am Refocused Radio does get released every single day by Shemaya. All great podcasts. You want to subscribe ASAP. All right. I got a quick question, and then we're gonna go to the new and revised sweeper keep here. But we've been talking a lot about Tom Brady. And Tom Brady obviously going through a divorce. In fact, I think he's already finalized a divorce. But apparently Mrs. Brady has moved on already. And there's pictures of her and her, is it a jiu-jitsu instructor?
Yeah, that's what I read. Jiu-jitsu instructor.
So
is Andy Reid?
Is it Andy? you think Andy Reid could even lift his leg that high? I don't think he can get it below past the knee, unless y'all guys feel I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know. And by the way, would any of y'all let Andy Reid draw a mustache on you? According to what he does in that commercial. I don't know what commercial it is, but I can't rock a mustache at all. I know Rock, you can rock a mustache, can't you?
Oh yeah, I can rock one. It just looked like someone's Theo at a gunny Sada.
Jesus Christ.
The cool one though, the cool one that just just vibes, has no kids, just gives the kids some money and some beer, when they're not looking. It's that cool one.
Didn't you? Okay, so you were rocking the stash on the radio show, right?
Yeah, I would do it sometimes because I just get annoyed sometimes with my facial hair. But I mean, now that I have to be a professional guy, I have to like make sure my beard's all cleaned up and everything. So,
have you worn the short shorts to the station?
No, I'm gonna be going Wednesday, but I don't think my boss will like the short shorts. Maybe I'll convince them as I go. But I know I have to wear pants, which is fine because I mean I don't mind pants, but I get to dress pretty stylish. I gotta pop out.
Pop out. I like that.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Don't go primo on anybody, Rock. Definitely don't do that.
Oh right. Man,
I do not condone this. If my job is listening, we do not condone this.
All right, so back to Gisele and Tom. So when is it too quick to move on? Because I'm thinking you just got a divorce, and unless I'm just gonna throw the word out there. I mean, unless she was cheating on him already ahead of time, because Tom was never home. When is it too fast to move on? I mean, I think it's pretty quick. I think so. But then again, I don't know. I want to get the woman's side of the story of this, and I want to get the Rock side of the story as well as stats. So we'll start off with Candace, obviously. When is too quick just too quick? What does the woman's side say to this?
I mean, I feel like I'm sure she was already like mentally checked out at some point. And I think, she's doing her right now. And I think, she gave so much of her life to this guy. And I think now it's like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm going to start looking out for myself. And I think, society just has like this time frame of like, oh, okay, well, this is like too soon. Or this is, this is a allotted amount of time you should have for a breakup, but it's like you're not that person, so it's like you don't know what she's been through, and she's been with Tom for so how many years, and it's like now it's time she's gonna focus on her, and I'm all here for it. Although I gotta say, and there was an episode I wanted to talk about before, but I think that was the one we had like a bye week for Halloween. Mm-hmm. But my TikTok was like showing me, so I guess like right after their divorce was finalized, Tom Brady like posted some photos of him on Instagram, and they were very like Tinder-ish. So like all the comments were just like your first photo after Tinder, and like he's like rocking like some joggers and some like white tennies, and it was like total like fact that he was gonna like post this to Tinder as like his profile photo.
His thirst trap.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like, they're like, I see you, Tom, with your thirst trap.
Hey, there are a lot of beautiful women in Munich,
But imagine like you're swiping. I want to know the women that are like she's swiping, and then like the ones. Okay, but here's the thing: are the women going to marry for the money, or do they really love Tom Brady?
Money guaranteed.
I think money's first. Yeah, I think money's number one.
Well, they always say that too. They say you marry for love, second time you marry for money. So.
Wait a minute. I've been married twice. My wife was poor when I married her, so definitely not the money. Even though she makes the money now. So I guess technically, I waited 13 years.
The women, right?
Yeah, I guess I waited 10 years until she made the money. So eventually it was for the money. All right, Rock stats. When is it too quick? Because we got Candace's side. And I'm not gonna lie, Rock's the man. Rock's the what you kids call the Tinder guy, or what is it, the matchmake guy, whatever, fish in the bowl, whatever the fuck they call those apps. That's all Rock. Stats is the more
eHarmony.
Yeah, eHarmony. There you go. I thought that was isn't that a website?
Match.com.
Match.com. There you go. See, you kids know this. I don't know this. And like Stats is the steady, calm guy. So we're gonna go with Rock here, the man of the hour, the swipe left, up, down, whatever it is. Rock here. When is it too quick, Rock?
No, I mean I have to go. I have to agree with Candace. You kind of just don't have a set time frame of when things too soon to move on. But then again, just to add, like, I mean, sometimes when you see your friends getting out of relationships or something, or going through getting out of something, and then they jump quick to something real quick. I mean, you kind of wanted to see them heal themselves, just so they get that mindset of actually, like Ken said, she's doing stuff for herself. But then again, you can't really tell them what to do in their life because it's their life. So whether she posts the stuff with guys, or she just goes fools around, lives the best time of her life. Same thing with Tom Brady. I mean, people can judge and say things at the end of the day, but they're living their life and they're living it by what they view as right and as a standard. I mean, we try to put as a society right and wrong of relationships, but I mean, what is really right and wrong? I mean, there's no really, I guess, time frame of what you can do. I mean, I honestly didn't see Gisele hooked up that quickly, so I was kind of looking for it just to see what the guy looks like. But I'm like, damn, what a guy, what a lucky guy. Be with Gisele, a former Victoria's Secret model, like that's dope. Just to say, hey, I'm dating Tom Brady's former wife.
Does the guy look like Terry Silver by any chance?
If he does, then are we talking old Terry Silver or like Terry Silver now? Because
no, like young Terry Silver.
Okay, if it's young Terry Silver, then she didn't do bad. But if it's like old shriveled up Terry Silver, like right now, then I would have just stuck with Tom Brady. I mean, like I don't know. I mean, that's I don't know if it is too fast. I still think it is. As the old man in me says, like, you kind of got to give it that little period of time. I mean, when broke up with a girl in high school, I wasn't, dating the next one the very next day, maybe 48 hours later, but I gave it a little bit of time. It just seems like this is too fresh. And I went to you last, went to you last because you're a Tom Brady guy. He's on your team. He's your QB. Is it fast? Is it too fast for Gisele to move on?
Well, it's interesting because, y'all brought up some good points earlier about it sounds like things were like pretty rocky even before the divorce happened. So to the point where maybe they were both kind of looking around even before things got official. They probably, met some people and they came to the understanding that, hey, like, this ain't going to work out anymore. So the divorce happens, but they already had, kind of their eyes set on certain prospects, so to speak. So that's how I look at it. I think it's a little too fast, but again, it all comes down to the situation. We don't know what their mindsets were. Maybe they, like, a while before the divorce that was official, they were like, hey, let's give each other, like, go ahead, go look for someone. Yeah, you too. Like, they just came to that understanding. Don't get me wrong. I think it was still kind of nasty. Like, it was kind of a bad breakup, but I think they at least had a talk about, okay, like, go ahead and look for someone. I'll look for someone too. You can keep looking around. It's just, it's your life, my life. We do what we want. But I still think it is a little fast, but again, it's all circumstantial, man. Like, we don't know what the conversations they had about this. Maybe they just gave each other the okay, the green light to go look way early on.
God, y'all guys are like opening up a whole new world to me here. Like, for real. I'm like, okay. I figured maybe one of y'all would have been like, oh yeah, it's way too quick, way too soon. But no, y'all are like, you know what? We're done. 5 minutes later, who's next? Let me open up this app. Let me open up these other apps and see where we can go and what I can do and find and everything. But
although there's a petition or like a betting of like Pete Davidson gonna date her next.
Oh shit, I saw that earlier.
So I don't know. I mean, I feel like something definitely to keep an eye on.
All right, so we keep it as clean as possible. And it rarely goes that way anyway on Sweep the League. But Pete Davidson, how does that guy come remotely close to getting the women that he does? I can't figure that out for shit, to be honest with you.
I feel like it's definitely, and I cause it doesn't sound so cliche, but it's literally like his personality. He's just so funny. And I think, and I'm like a huge Kardashian like viewer. I love their show. And I want to be Kris Jenner when I grow up. Like I want to be a momager. Minus the whole like sex tape stuff. Like that's not gonna happen. But like I definitely want to be a momager. But anyways, back to Pete Davidson, like when Kim Kardashian was on the show, she was just like, like with him, like she could just like be herself and not have to like wear makeup around him and just like, and he was apparently like super like loves skincare. And so like she had like a zit on her face and he was like, oh babe, like do you want me to get you some pimple cream? And she was like, oh my gosh, like no, it's okay. And then like in her sleep, like he put pimple cream on for her, which is like super sweet. Like what guy puts pimple cream on your acne while you're asleep? Like that's super sweet. Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever do that. That's a first for me, because if my wife's like, can you put pimple cream on me? I'm like, no.
Can you imagine if she wakes up like while you're rubbing the cream on her pimple? Like, what are you doing, honey? Like,
I guess I'm the jerk that would be like, pimple cream, let me pop that shit. Get it over with.
That's what I was thinking too. Just pop it. Can you imagine if like he's trying to pop it while she's asleep and she wakes up? She's like, ow, what are you doing?
but then if you pop it, you get the scars. So it's like he's really taking her like beauty into consideration, which I think is super romantic. But clearly,
is the personality thing just recent? Because I was single, for a good while in high school, and I had the personality. I just looked like a big old dork. I couldn't pull off any girls or get a woman, based off of looks. I had to use my personality. So I guess I was like, 25 years too soon when it came to the whole personality means more than anything, because Pete Davidson looks like a beat up old Chevrolet, but he sounds great. That's what I'm getting at now.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like for me, and my husband knows this too. Like that will win me over. Is like if a guy can make me laugh, like that's what I need in life. A guy that makes me laugh, not much.
I get it. Well, you know what? That's important. It's very important to keep somebody laughing. I do get that. Well, we did learn something, like we always learn on every single show, especially when Candace is on. Today's lesson, guys out there, if you're single, just make a woman laugh. I don't care if you're butt ass ugly. You make a woman laugh and you have her heart for sure. 100% of the time.
The pimple cream.
And don't forget the pimple cream. I would just recommend, don't hope that pimple isn't on the buttocks area or anything. Because there's probably a whole lot more that comes out of there than, whatever we're talking to the pimple. We got to get to Sweeper Keep. It's getting kind of late here. So we're going to head over to Sweeper Keep. It's going to be different this time. Rock did bail. He claims that he had to go help his brother do something. We kind of know he maybe has a date with Gisele. I kind of talked very highly of her, so we're gonna keep everybody afloat on this with the where's Rock type thing, because I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Once I do my investigative journalism, that's a very, very big ass phrase that I said. I cannot believe I said it. I said it right too. Candace will release a PR statement on where Rock is and what he's doing tonight, because he didn't finish the entire show with us. But nonetheless, it's Sweeper Keep. Now, it's a different Sweeper Keep, Candace. You came on at the right time. You and I are going to do this game. It's a little different. We're both learning on this one. Stats is going to give us the rules. Let's get to it, Stats.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new edition of Sweep or Keep. Now, typically I would bring up either a tweet or an opinion from someone, and we all kind of go around and be like, yeah, I like that. No, I don't. Tonight, I have amassed and compiled some names from around the NFL. These are NFL names. Now, your task tonight is to decipher which ones are real and which ones are fake. So I have compiled 5 names here. Now, like I said, this is a combination of names that are real people and names that I have made up. So it's going to be up to you two to figure out which is which. So with that
I
being
get
said,
it. I think I get it. I'm
yeah.
thinking I'm getting. Okay, well, let's try it out. Let's try it out here.
Yeah. So I think you'll be good. So if you think the name is real, you're gonna keep. If you think the name is fake, you're gonna sweep.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. All right. So good luck. Good luck. Here we go. First name, sweep or keep. Snoop Connor.
Stop.
Snoop Connor.
Snoop Connor.
I'm gonna keep that. So I'm gonna keep it. Sounds familiar.
I'm gonna sweep it.
Okay, here we go. Snoop Connor is a running back for the Indianapolis Colts.
I knew I heard that name. I knew I heard Snoop Connor.
I feel like that's like those Mexican families that name like their kids like super white, and then like they have like Garcia, like like.
Oh man, this is Connor Castillo. Like, alrighty, that could go either way. You're right, Candace. It could go either way. Snoop Connor.
Yeah, if
Connor
someone told me that, I'd be like, "There's no way that's real." But
yeah,
but you just that's why we play sweep or keep. So you all out there are learning about new names that do exist.
why don't you give us like a Guillermo Smith? I mean, I would definitely think that's fake, but there's got to be a Guillermo Smith somewhere in the world.
Oh, there's definitely a Guillermo.
And Guillermo Smith, if you're listening, we would love you as a guest on the next.
Yeah. Guillermo Smith, if you're one of the listeners out there, then definitely give us a reach out to us. We'd love to have you on to confirm there really is a Guillermo Smith out there.
And while we're at it, Snoop Connor, if you're not too busy with the Colts, hop on to sweep the league with us. We'd love to
for sure. We can reach out to Snoop. Like, hey, dude, we thought you were fake. At least one of us did.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Number 2, Dallas Flowers.
Oh shit.
Sweep or keep?
There is a Dallas go there. I know that. Dallas Flowers. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep it just because it sounds ridiculous, but knowing that he's probably, an accomplished tennis player or something. So go ahead and keep that. I'm gonna keep Dallas Flowers.
I'm gonna keep that one too.
All right. Dallas Flowers is a cornerback for the Indianapolis Colts.
Are you just on a Colts kick right now? I mean, the only thing you've proven to me in the last two names, and the first two names, is that the Colts are drafting guys based off of cool ass names, and that's why they suck right now.
Right? Oh man. Can you imagine if the Dallas Cowboys drafted Dallas Flowers? That would have been amazing. That'd be amazing. All right. Number three, Reggie Little. Sweep or keep?
This is like you want me to keep this because Reggie Little is so common of a name. But I'm gonna sweep it because I think it's too common, and you're probably thinking, no, he's gonna keep it. I'm gonna sweep it on my part.
I'm gonna sweep it too, just because I feel like we need at least one sweep. I'm betting against the odds here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the odds are in our favor on this one.
Well, luckily for you two, they are. Reggie Little is fake.
There you go. That was too common.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was way too common. But then again, that's why I like your games, because it's kind of like a, I don't know, slap in the face. It's kind of a poke in the eye. Never know where it's going. Give me the next one. I got to hear the next one. Unless there's no more.
No, there is. I'm gonna do one more here, and it's quite the name. So get ready for this one. Okay.
Oh shit.
Sweep or keep? D'Angelo Malone.
Is his nickname Post?
It's actually pre.
I'm gonna keep it. I feel strong about this one.
I'm gonna sweep that name because the only Malones I know are Post and Carl and Moses, Jeff Malone, D'Angelo Malone. I'm gonna sweep it. I think it's another common name.
All right, congratulations, Candace. You were right. D'Angelo Malone is a linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons, Rudy. You should know this guy.
You know I should, but you've got to give me a little bit of a break here. The Falcons blow balls, man. I follow them, but I don't follow them as close right now because I'm on a Desmond Ritter trip, and until they play him, I have little to no hope in there. Like I have little to no hope that Rock's not going to go into work in short shorts. He's going to go into short shorts one day. He's got to impress the bosses, and I know that's one way he's going to do it. But congrats, Candace. You and I tied, I believe, right? I think, yeah. We did. We tied. So there's no winner. There's no loser. But since Candace is the boss of Sweep the League, she's the winner. I won't ever deny that. She's the boss. She pays the bill. She signs the checks. She does.
I'm the Gisele of the team.
Yes, you are. Yes, you definitely are. You are the queen of Sweep the League. So we have to abide by you or off with their heads, as she claims to say.
She'll use that newly learned jujitsu on whoever angers her.
Yeah. So if you mentioned Jimmy G, if Jimmy G came knocking on your door and he asked for a date, would it be an instant yes?
I'd be like
the Karolinko. It's the Karolinko list. Everybody's got a Karolinko list.
The option would definitely be on the table. With after a quick conversation with my husband, I'll be like,
Jimmy's on the Karolinko list. We're gonna put him on the Karolinko list then. All right. So you got 3 people on the Karolinko list. What other two would be on that list?
Oof. I was a Miles Austin fan back in the day.
I will give you that. A lot of women were.
Those eyes, man. Those eyes.
Yeah.
I gotta think of my third. Okay, I feel like they're all football too.
That's fine.
What about Delonte West?
Oh, I got it. Andy Roddick. Yep. Andy Roddick.
Wow, Andy Roddick. That's okay. That's 3 on the Karolinko list. I really can't even pick mine because I have no earthly idea. I mean,
No, me neither, honestly.
You're lying. You are lying.
No.
I would say
no.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll give you 3. And because off the top of my head, I guess. I don't know if any athlete would be in the 3. At least I don't think so. No.
What about coaches?
Andy Reid.
Yes.
Andy Reid. I tend to wonder right now how that walrus mustache feels. That's disgusting. We're not going to get into that at all. I was a huge Tyra Banks fan back in the day. So I think if she was to knock on my door and my wife answered, I would definitely give my wife a kiss and say I will be back about 10:30. She may get mad. She may divorce me. But according to you guys, you can move on pretty quick. So I think I would be able to move on pretty quick there. Nonetheless, we have to move on as well here. It's another Monday night. It is Sweep the League. We had Candace back. Are we doing this again Monday? Are we taking Thanksgiving off? What do you guys want to do? We're going to settle this right now.
I say we do a turkey edition.
Turkey edition.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm down. Stats, are you going to be in town?
Let's see. We're talking the 21st, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Monday 21st? Yeah, that should be good.
I'm pretty sure Rock will be in. Derek already texted that he's in for Monday. So I think we'll do the turkey edition. What do you want to talk about? How about everybody out there, let me know. Shoot me a DM. Shoot one of us a DM. Tag us on Twitter. Do whatever. Let us know what you want us to talk about on the turkey edition, the Thanksgiving edition of Sweep the League. One thing for sure is we were going to give props to those people that we are thankful for. I think that is the right thing to do, being it's Thanksgiving week. We're going to give props to anybody who's been a mentor to us, athletes who have made us a lot of money in fantasy football, whatever, whoever you want to give thanks to, drop us a message. We're going to give our mentors, our people that we want to give thanks to next Monday for sure. The Thanksgiving, the turkey edition of Sweep the League. We're going to try to get Stats Karolinko list for sure on Monday. We're going to give them a whole week to think about this. Y'all heard Candace's Karolinko list. So for Christmas, if anybody wants to get Candace anything, it's either Jimmy Garoppolo, Andy Roddick, or Miles Austin, who I don't think Miles is doing anything right now. So Candace, you may
my
be
other
in
one,
luck.
and I didn't mention it. If I had a fourth one, actually he'd probably be my first one. Actually, maybe second after Jimmy. But Jimmy Fallon. I freaking love Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon?
I would like instantly marry him. He is
What?
so funny. Yes. He's so funny. See, I'm telling you, the humor. It's the humor. That's what it is.
Oh my God, Jimmy Fallon! Why we can never end the show like without a bomb being dropped, ever. I'm dumbfounded, Candace. Jimmy Fallon.
My husband's fully aware, and he's told me he'll leave me for Mila Kunis, so we're even. You know.
Whoa. See, we talk about divorce early, and now we've got fireworks.
I think that's a sign of a strong relationship. The fact that you two can talk about, oh, I'd leave you for this person. Oh yeah, no, I'd leave you for this person. Yeah.
She's right, and you're right. It makes for a strong relationship because my wife has said if Randy Orton ever came into her life, that I would be second. And I told her if Randy Orton ever came into her life and she didn't take him, I would divorce her on the spot. You take that advantage. You take that because that is the guy on her Karolinko list. And by all means, hey, you do what you want to do. But again, enough of the Karolinko list. We're going to be back next Monday on the Turkey edition. Hopefully Stats has his 3 on his list, and we'll see if we can get Rocks. I think I know who Rocks are, but I'm not going to speak for him at all because I don't want to say the wrong names and Rock gets mad at me and he quits. We need the Rock. We need the Rock on the show. So for Candace, who's back from mommy duties and getting ready for the holidays, apparently she has her Christmas tree up, her lights on, and she's drinking whatever the hell you drink for Christmas. What is it you drink for Christmas?
I love a good red wine for Christmas. And mimosas. Oh my God, I love mimosas. So if anybody has any like good mimosa recipes they want to share with me, please send me a DM on Twitter.
There you go. Mimosa recipe. That is a new one.
Mimosas on Christmas. I never would have. First thing that comes to mind is like eggnog.
That would be the first thing to come to my mind. I've never had eggnog before in my entire life, so I wouldn't know what it tastes like.
Oh man, Southern Comfort vanilla eggnog, dude.
Now you're just confusing the shit out of me. I didn't know I thought there was just one eggnog. Now you're telling me there's different types of eggnogs. I don't know. Salvation Army Kettle Drive is coming up. We've got that going on. Dates are December 3rd and 11th or something. We're going to post the dates for you guys. Come out and have a mimosa with us. We're going to be at La Cantera most of the time. So we'll be ringing the bell for the Salvation Army. We got a lot of other stuff coming up pretty soon here for Sweep the League. So for Candace, for Stats, for Rock, who is on, for Derek Gervin, for Shemaya on the beats, it's Rudy Campos. Thank you for joining us, Sweep the League. Until we sweep the league again next Monday, we'll see you soon.
Oh, yeah.
All right.